what surprised me the most about the Tetris script was the fact that this crazy guy puts his life on the line for this computer game that at the time was completely unproven. He puts his financial situation in jeopardy. He puts his family situation in jeopardy because he believed so much in this game, and for someone to have the passion to do that is quite arresting. It's quite surprising, and I think that was the thing that when I first read the script, I was like, wow, this guy's really out there, and I thought that will make an incredibly fascinating character to bring to screen. My favourite scene in the film is when Henk makes the breakthrough with Alexey when they're having dinner in Alexey's house, it feels very honest, it feels very real, and when you talk to the real Henk and Alexey, it's their favourite scene in the film as well, so that's another reason I like it so much. And Nina, Alexey's wife, is really suspicious of Henk, and she is questioning him about, did he steal Alexey's game and stuff, and then they bond. Henk is clever enough to see, how can I change this situation round, and they bond over their love of programming, because they both say the same line at the same time, and it's halfway through the movie, and it's where the movie moves on to where their friendship takes a turn, and I think that's a very pivotal scene. There's quite a few scenes I love in the film, quite a few favourites I have, but that's a very wholesome scene, So Henk and Alexey weren't really involved in the shooting of the film. They came to one day additional photography about a year after we had wrapped on main photography. They were involved in the script. They worked with Noah on a lot of the details. Like Alexey would advise on the correct sort of coding for any computer programming that was shown on screen, and Henk would be advising on what was it like in Japan at the time, what was it like in the Soviet Union at the time, what were the colors like, how dirty was it, and these sort of textural sort of details. So they were, as I say, they were involved very heavily in the script, but not so much in the shoot, mainly because the pandemic was on and we couldn't have them on set. I think everything, really. I mean, you can't just rely on one. You can't have a great production design department and then let the costumes fail you, or you can't have great hair and then not have the right music. So as a director, your job is to sort of corral each department. Corral's not the right word. Encouraged each department into a place where we're all making the same movie and everybody's raising the bar for each other, and I really enjoy that. And the way I get the most out of the crew is by giving them autonomy, giving each department autonomy, but making sure that they all know that they're making the same film. Don't really choose the dictatorial sort of style of directing. I do leave it up to them, and I encourage them to come to me with their most radical ideas. If it's too much, we can always scale it down. It's a lot harder to scale up and to add stuff on if you and give them the freedom and to be as creative as possible. So that's what I try and do. But to be authentic, you need to be authentic across the board, because one little thing will trip you up if you're not looking out for every department. What I hope audience will take away, but if they're anything like the audience that we screened to last night at South by Southwest, we had the global premiere. If they're anything like that, they're going to be wild when they see the film. I've never seen a reaction like it to a movie, and I hope they take away a sense of fun, because I think the world at the moment is in such a bad place. For various reasons, financially, politically, culturally, we need a movie that people are going to have fun with, and be on the edge of their seats, like they used to make movies. I think we've stopped making those kind of films. So yeah, I hope they get something. I hope they get a real kick out of it, and I hope they sort of appreciate the fun that we had making the film.